Hey, hey, we are live. Gonna be jumping in here in just a second. Let's go ahead and boom. Oh, there it is. Oh no. Oh no. Boom. Alright, let's make this look nicer. Let's make this look much nicer. I don't like that. Hello, Clawley. How are you? I don't like it. I don't like how big that is. Let's... Oh, nope, that's too little. I'm doing pretty good. You know, just living life. Alright, let's lock that in. That surely will be good enough. I know no one here is named Shirley, so... Oh, what is wrong with my cat today? It's like all wonky. There we go. That's better. That is better. So, I saw that you guys were doing more digging. How's the big dig going? So you guys were doing some, you guys got all the water cleared out. Oh no! Okay, I've done that too, and we're about the same age. Like, don't feel bad, girl, I've done that. Like, I'm, like, purposely, like, pushing my lower back hard right now to make sure I'm sitting more upright and in a better, like, posture. Posture's not really real, like, your back doesn't get misaligned, but the muscles around it move and stuff, and so, I'm trying to sit better to where the muscles along my spine don't poop out on me a little. So yeah, but no, I totally know how you feel. I've done very similar things. It is not pleasant, like in the slightest. It isn't. It doesn't feel good at all. Let's make some books. Yeah, no fun. Do we need books? I feel like we need books. We need to make some enchanting books. We need to enchant some books. Alright, let's make some books. Are you, like, laying down with, like, a laptop or something right now? Because that's what I would be doing. Like, I like to lay flat on the floor when my back is sore. I did not mean to rhyme, but I did. But yeah, I will often just lay on the floor. And keeping my back nice and flat, my arms out, and I lift my, should be, but I will, so I'll lay on my back on the floor, and I will, just sit there or lay there and, like, put my legs up because it rotates your hips, and so it allows your lower back to lay flat. And then I have my arms just, like, out like a T, and, like, my legs will be up, like, my hips rotated forward, my legs will be up, like, we have an ottoman. I prop my legs up there, and I'll just lay there for, like, 20, 30, 40 minutes, and it helps so much. There are not a lot of cows. Where are all my cows? Alright, gotta breed up some cows. Alright. I bred up my cows. How do you breed horses? That's not right. Yeah, I said I was going to be helping with the witch farm. I haven't done anything on it yet. But I plan on hopping on there with you guys soon and helping out. I need to do that. I also need to make a review video. So I signed up for the beta of Amazon Luna, which is their streaming game service. And and then I posted about it, and I wanted to get the controller and everything, and so I finally got the controller that they have because I want like the whole like Amazon Luna experience, the service with the controller. But the controller is for something that feels like a pretty basic kind of very third-party feeling controller. It was like $60. It was not cheap, so I was not happy about buying it. But I'm going to do a review, and I posted about it after saying I was going to do a review, and I tagged Amazon Luna in it on Twitter, and they commented saying that they look forward to the review, and I was like, all right. They like even like retweeted it and everything. It was very strange. So now I feel like I have to do a review now. Otherwise, like I'm not like taking advantage of that exposure. Yeah, it feels good. It's a little strange. Like it comes with it lets you use a USB-C cable, which is great for those people, especially who like the one cord for everything. USB-C. The people who are like USB-C is the future, and I'm like, well, it's not really the future because it's the present because people are using it now. But I get the sentiment about wanting to use one cord for everything because it can be frustrating carrying around lots of cords for things. But so it has a USB-C cord, and I thought, oh, it's USB-C port, and I thought, oh, it's going to charge through there. Nope. Not at all. It doesn't charge through there. It takes AA batteries. But it did come with AA batteries, but they weren't like even like nice like Energizer ones or Duracell ones. They are Amazon Basic. I opened it up and I about died. I was cracking up so much. Yeah, just Amazon Basic batteries. I mean, I'm sure they work fine. It's just they are so on brand. It's really funny. But the controller feels nice. It feels more like a Nintendo Switch Pro controller than like the Google Stadia controller. The Google Stadia controller, I thought did for a little bit feel like a Switch Pro controller, just a tad, but in comparison, it's like two completely different like molds for that. But I don't know. I really, really like the Google Stadia controller. It is very comfortable. It is as comfortable as the Switch Pro controller. But I've been really digging the PS5 controller. It's very comfortable as well. Not quite as comfortable as the Switch Pro controller, but still very comfy. It's very smooth, though. So it kind of slides out of my hand a little bit, especially if I get a little sweaty while playing. But the Amazon controllers is very similar to a Switch Pro controller, so I'm sure it'll feel pretty comfy once I start playing it. So I need to do some play testing and make a little review video. I'm sure it runs fine, but I'm probably going to do a comparison of like it and Google Stadia, but I gotta find and see what games they have that are either the same or similar, to see if there's any differences in the service. Ooh, you are gonna break, Sir Shovel. Keep one of these. We don't need you, or you, or you. Alright. Let's make ourselves some golden carrots. Give me more golden carrots. Boom. 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 Alright. Got myself some deliciousness. Alright. Let's go see if we need to breed up some more cows. More cows, make more cows. Let's also make more sheep. Let's just have lots of sheep here. There we go. Alright. So let's see. I know we talked a little bit about the villager trading. So let's see what we can do with that. Are you still going? Ah, okay. Alright, so let's do some villager trading. So we need some blocks to make a little station. Ooh, we need to make a circle. That's what we need to do. Let's figure out our block pallets. We're not going to use these again, so we may need to go digging. Let's make... Let's see if we can get a good... Actually... We need some experience. Well, let's go over to the spider spawner. And let's go see if we can get some experience. We will smite things with our swords on the way. Oh no, this horse. Oh, it came right at me. Oh no, this horse. It's attacking me. Oh, I was so lucky I had my sword to defend myself. I it's one of those where it's like, oh, I really need leather. There's a horse right there. And there's a horse. At least you can't like make glue in this game. Hey, what's up, Grid? Grid, you may have just missed me unaliving some horses. And I feel like Clawley is offended that I unalived some horses. There are so many squid. Alright, that's fair. He made the same joke, Clawley. You have to yell at him now, too. He made the same joke. You get leather from unaliving cows, and I don't have enough cows yet to get at the amount of leather I need, and I ran into some wild horses. And you can also get leather from horses. How dare you? How dare you unalive horses? Oh, jeez. Oh, man. I made Kalala mad at me. She's mad at me. I want to know what the bottleneck is with these spiders. Like, sometimes I'll get like a whole bunch, and then they stall out. Do I need to like pour water on the sides? Would that help? Should I do that? I need more spiders. You fight the water way too easily. Oh yeah, I keep forgetting that I have this the head mod on, or the head data pack. We should have that on Nimsa server. I feel like that would be a lot of fun. Ah! Are we doing RetroCraft on Tuesdays weekend now, or just Friday? I kind of feel like the new day is gonna be Tuesdays. Tuesday time to Minecraft? I don't know. There's not really a good, like, alliterative way for that. But yes, Clawley, I agree with you. Like, just having mob heads, I think, is a lot of fun. And it adds, like, a kind of a collecting element to the game. That can be, you know, a lot of fun and be... It could be a beginning of game or end game type thing that we want to do. And since a lot of us are so far into the game, um, having mob heads, it would be a great way to like fill the time, make new interesting um, like mob farms, so we could mass get heads. Like, because certain mob heads are not easy to get. I got another job rejection, so I asked the wife to pick me up a 6-pack for so I could drown my sorrows. Doo doo doo. So, Clawley, yesterday I had a youth say that I stunk. It's okay. Um, so I had a youth tell me that I stunk, and I was like, okay. And he was not being very nice about it. Like, if it's the end of the day and I'm sweating pretty good, I can understand. I'll have a little funk going. But he was like really mean about it. And I was like, man, you hurt my feelings. And he was like, it's the truth. And I was like, you are doubling down on just kind of being a jerk right now. So, he was he likes to talk a really big game. He's newer in the center. Yes, I'm gonna tell her. So he's newer in the center, so he's been trying to like talk a big game, and which really you're not like it's not helpful to do because this is a safer place than being in lockup. Um, you don't have to come in acting big and bad. Like you can be a little bit more vulnerable. Sure, the guys may rail on you a little bit, but like everyone talks to everyone. Like you kind of are forced to being everyone's friend or being at least friendly. And if you don't get along with someone, you just don't interact with them very much. But he was like trying to talk about a big game, and he was saying, "Oh, I'm from the hood. I'm from the hood." And I was like, "Bud, I googled you, and I know exactly what school you're from and what neighborhood you are from. You are not from the hood. You are from a nice part of KC." And everyone was like, "Oh, he's calling you out. He's calling you out." And and he was like, "What? You Googled me? You found this stuff out?" I was like, "Oh, I did not just find this. I found your SoundCloud too." And I didn't have to show anyone the SoundCloud. One of the other youth was using the youth computer for like job applications and stuff. And so he instantly just starts Googling. And he finds the SoundCloud and he starts playing one of the songs. Oh my gosh. It was the best. Like, he found out about karma real fast. About, you know, if you're gonna trash talk somebody and then have your own kind of skeletons that you don't want found out, you don't then keep railing on them and like going on and kind of egging them on. So we all heard him sing um to a girl on his SoundCloud. And it was, oh my gosh, it was amazing. He was pretty embarrassed. So like we did round like like they teased him a little bit, and then they eased off of him and stuff because they kind of realize, if you it's okay to playfully tease because we do that a lot with those guys. They kind of playfully tease a whole bunch, but it's all pretty much in good fun. Like if you are okay joking about it, like I'm a bigger guy, and so I joke about my weight a lot, and so they joke about my weight a lot, and it's not a big deal because we know our weaknesses and we can play on them and laugh at ourselves a little bit. And so this was kind of a good way for him to learn some humility and learn that he is not big and bad, and that he needs to learn how to laugh at himself. And so he took that. He took it pretty good. He did a pretty good job understanding the virtue of humility, um, in that he is not as untouchable as he thinks. Um, but it was, oh my gosh, when I say like it was amazing, I don't mean sounded good. It was an amazing experience for us because like we were all like really trying to listen, but things would happen in the song and we would just start like some of my guys were like crying laughing so hard, and he was laughing along too. So he was like, oh man, I was like in 7th grade, and I was like, hey, you sound like you're in 7th grade. His voice was cracking in the song. It was great. When I was in 7th grade, I sang soprano, so like I feel him on that. But yes, it was amazing. It was so good. So we learned a little bit about humility today. That was the unintentional, unplanned lesson of the day. Oh man. But I think it kind of fed his ego a little bit because he's a kiddo who you'll often see kiddos just keep talking about themselves when they want attention, talking about oh I'm awesome for this, oh I'm awesome for that. So he does that a lot about a lot of things, and so he's like trying to get some form of attention. So I think that kind of fed that for him, fed that part of his ego because he was pretty quiet the rest of the day. Like he still talked to everyone, he was still in a good mood, but he was just pretty quiet. Didn't he seemed like he didn't need to feed his ego as much. So, but it was good. I was kind of watching him to kind of gauge his response through everything during and after. So hopefully he wasn't putting on a show and he was actually okay with it. The guys were also they're amazed at I'm a big guy, but I weigh a lot more than I look like, and so they were amazed that I weigh as much as I do because there are other guys that work at the center that I work at that are uh, look bigger than me, maybe a little taller and a little heftier, and they were cracking up because I was like, oh, I weigh this much. And so they went and asked one of the cooks how much he weighed. And he told him, like, oh my gosh, these guys just ask brutally honest questions. Like, it's worse than, like, little kids. I'm used to, like, little kids being like, Mr. Locke, your belly is big. And I'm like, oh yeah, my belly is big. But these guys are like, man, you're fat. You're fat, cuz. And I'm like, yeah, I am. I am a fat guy. But yeah, they went up to one of the cooks and he said his weight. And they're like, oh my gosh, you weigh less than Josh. And I was like, yep. No, they say cuz a lot. Cuz uh, I am not their cousin. No. It's the lingo, man. It's part of the lexicon. I end up talking like them, and I've told them this, that like I talk differently when I talk with them because it's easier for them to communicate with someone who talks as they do. Um, And it's easier, honestly, for me to communicate with them if I talk like they do too. And so we interact, and even as a white guy, I kind of like pseudo code switch uh, and talk as they do, with a lot of the grammar changes and some of the vocabulary changes and stuff, and even like the tone of my voice. And so I'll end up coming home and it doesn't turn off, and my daughter will be like, "Why? What are you saying?" And I'm like, "I'm sorry, sweetie. I've been hanging around with these older boys all day, and I'm talking still like them." And she's like, "Oh, okay." But I shouldn't talk like them, because that is not my place. And I, come from a different background and don't and have a different kind of privilege of not needing to code switch to exist and to thrive. But it can be easier to communicate, with a lot of the guys if I talk as they do. I'm a privilege, yes. I think that's a compliment. I feel like that's a compliment. I'm gonna take it as one. But a lot of the guys who are African American keep trying to get me to say the N word, and it is driving me nuts because they say it all day, and honestly, like I've kind of become numb to it. Zombie death time be good. I don't know what zombie death time means. I don't know what that means. Oh. Anyway, but yeah, they say the N word like all day long, and I told him, I was like, I'm not gonna police that part of your language. That's not my place. Just like when they're adults in the room, or when we have guests in the building, let's lay it off of it a little bit. But when we're at school, let's try to lay off some of the cussing and stuff like that. But everything else, I really don't care. Um, I'm not gonna police your speech all day. That's that's a little much of a stretch for me. I don't feel like that's as necessary as other people would probably have it be. Um, but they keep trying to get me to say it. They're like, "You mean you haven't even thought it?" And I don't know what you mean by like thought the word. Like if there was like a rap song on and like it come up, I mean, yeah, I know when that word is supposed to be there in the song, but I'm not gonna say it, or I don't really feel the need to. I don't really want to. But there are some white kids there who they think it's funny to almost say the word, and like some of the black kids will kind of egg them on a little bit about it, and I'm just like, oh my gosh, I don't know what's happening. I feel like this is gonna become like an after school special real fast. This little area, like I feel like this was a good use of space. It like it's functional. It work like it's functional. Saying it's functional and it works is the same thing. Um, it's functional. It doesn't look half bad. I need to probably add glass or glass panes. Is that how you get them, keep them from like hanging on the walls? Or maybe I just need to like AFK here for like longer. Ooh, I know what I'm gonna do. Okay, so I think I may do that overnight and just, or like maybe have an auto clicker going. And just see if I can get a whole bunch of XP from those guys. I'm just gonna craft up a bunch of iron pickaxes and take those with me, and we're just gonna start digging so we can make some, so we can get some resources for our villager trading, at least to get a good platform going. Yeah, we're gonna come back here because we're gonna get some. We're gonna get some of that terracotta. That's what we're gonna use. There's a couple different colors we can use. We can do a lot of stuff. Oh, that's gonna look so good when it's done. It's gonna be like this, like looming kind of sphere in the distance. How have my cows grown? Need more cows? Wrong way. Need to go this way. This way. Ooh. We are gonna save this pickaxe for enchanting layers. Alright. Let's go digging. Let's go digging now. So I've been slowly watching a kind of a classic horror movie. It's called Eraserhead. It's from the 70s. It's by David Lynch, who's kind of famous for being a very strange filmmaker who kind of like films for aesthetic, and like he's like an art house film director. So he filmed, wrote, edited this movie, and it is strange. And it's like body horror, but really lays into a lot of themes of like birth and parentage as kind of like weights. It feels like, and this is my interpretation of what I've been watching so far. Like it kind of it's about a guy who ends up having a baby with a woman, and their baby is not ordinary. It is kind of this aberration of like a kind of fetus, and it's very strange because the way, because like they kind of go through the thing of like they show the maternal figure kind of being very overwhelmed, while the paternal figure is sitting off to the side, not really helping, and then she gets overwhelmed that she's like, you take care of the kiddo. I need a good night's sleep. Which in and of itself has its own range of issues, because it's kind of like a very, even in the 70s, it's a very misogynistic way of showing a kind of relationship with parents. And so the movie kind of carries on, and I'm kind of at this part where he's like fascinated by how different this baby looks, and there's a lot of really strange things that happen. Like there's a point at which you kind of see the baby almost become the mother, and it's very strange. Like it is very much a movie that is like an art house movie. It is often quoted as being like a revolutionary movie because it really pushes the envelope of being like kind of acceptable, and especially in that day and age, like it was, you can definitely tell it's like it's an art house film, and it isn't shy about it. So like I guess you can kind of respect it for that, but man, I almost feel like it's strange for being strange. Like it's only strange so it could be considered strange and thought provoking, but really it's just showing grotesque things to be grotesque. It's kind of like the Saw movies, like showing a killer who has this kind of pseudo moral standing of wanting people to be better, so it makes them go through these trials to then kind of prove that their humanity is worth it to them. But instead of actually doing anything that embraces humanity, it makes them go through horrendous torture in doing so. And I kind of feel like this movie does something very similar, in terms of how it highlights the development between a relationship between a mother and a father, and a parent and child. Like it doesn't do anything for that. It only shows like this grotesque imitation of it. But it isn't a bad movie per se. Like I don't want to say it's bad. I'm not done with it yet. I've got like, God, I think I have like 20 more minutes of it. But it's slow. The soundscape is very interesting. Yeah, it is very interesting, Clawley. And David Lynch did all of the, he did the, like 90% of like the sound work. It features a few like organ pieces, that kind of came out in the time. But he did a lot of the sound design. So the soundscape is very interesting. Like you hear a lot of wind in the mics, and it's like on purpose. It's the world that they're in is a very kind of a post-apocalyptic industrial feeling thing, like lots of heavy machinery and factories. So it's also kind of maybe touching on how the over industrialization of man has produced offspring that doesn't look like the parents before it. Like some sort of like industrial revolution has created some mutations. Um, it, so there's a lot of things that you could kind of pull from it, but it kind of seems like all a big stretch. I don't know. Like, I don't want to say it's bad because one, I'm not done. It is a very highly regarded film, but that doesn't mean it's a good film. I will say that it's one of Stanley Kubrick's favorite films, which Stanley Kubrick was kind of not a good guy, especially in terms of like as a director. He was not nice to work with. He often pushed actors and actresses to the point of being manic. And he is quoted saying that he has often described the film as being something that has been very inspirational for him, even when he directed The Shining, as being a direct inspiration for it. Like, he made the cast of The Shining screen that movie to kind of put them in the mood before he started filming The Shining. So, yeah. So, but like, there are also like artists who use that movie and say it's one of the best they've ever seen. Like H.G. Geiger, the artist who designed and has like thousands of pages of art for the Ridley Scott Alien franchise, has so many pieces that are kind of, you can kind of see the inspiration where it's like this otherworldly look to things, and some of that it kind of comes from this abnormal fetal creature that is the child in Eraserhead. So I don't know, if you have HBO Max, it's on HBO Max. Watch if you dare. Kind of. It doesn't hold back. It's rated TV, mature. So Clawley, if you've got the stomach for it, and it's like 2 hours long. So prepare yourself. Or hour and a half, 2 hours long, something like that. So yeah. It is definitely not a popcorn movie. But on a lighter note, I finished the second season of what is it? What is it called? I don't want to get it wrong. Love, Death, and Robots. So I just got done watching the second season of that. Ooh, it's a shorter second season, and it's all these animated shorts, and it's super good, super good. The first season was like jaw-droppingly good. This season is almost as good. Like, really, the only thing is I wanted more, and I kind of wanted more. The first season pushed the envelope aesthetically and thematically, and what it talked about, especially with like this like neo-futuristic stuff. And this one, it kind of deals more with kind of more like cliche future stories that include machines. It's definitely more mainstream than the first season. The first season has a lot of very out there kind of things. So, but I really enjoyed it. And they're short, so like you can watch a couple and then be done. You don't have to. It's not something that you have to sit there and divulge like an hour and a half or 2 hours or more on a movie that you may or may not like. Like, these are shorts, and all of them are different. So it's definitely nice to have something to kind of get, catch your interest, entertain you, and then switch to something else that may or may not do the same. Sleepies. Ooh, I just realized I wasn't going to mine down there. It's going to go mine some terracotta stuff. Let's do that. Grab some pickaxes. Those over there. Let's go. Boom, 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 boom. Boom, 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 boom. I don't see any more horses. Oh, darn. Yes, I killed them. I didn't kill all of them. I've got like 4 in the tiniest pen ever. So I didn't kill all of them. I mean, once I figure out how to breed them, I might. Ooh. That yawn caught me off guard. Oof. Do you have a yawn like sneak up on you and like ninja you into like going, oh, like you get that ugly face like, I don't want to yawn. Alright, let's dig some of this terracotta up. So I was thinking for the villager trading station, it's gonna make a round platform and have the trading villagers all kind of towards the outside edge, and then we can walk around in the middle. But I kind of want to do like a unique kind of disposal system for the villagers we're not going to use. And I was thinking we could like have a water system in the middle that flushes them in a way to their doom. What do we think about that? Because I think that sounds amazing. So we could do like a funnel and just have water that just kind of goes down and then it just drops them off into a pit and they just like take fall damage and go. And we could just call it we could have a little viewing state. Yes, the Doom Flusher. Yes, and we could do that, and like we'll put like fences around so you don't fall in and then also die. But you can watch it. So after you flush a villager away, You see them drop, hit the water, and then get flushed. I think that would be amazing. So we'll have like so it'll be a circle, and then so it's all going to be a sphere still. But we'll start with a platform, and then we'll build underneath of it, and then there'll be a drop, and then we'll have like just water that just kind of cascades. I think would be really cool. Oh my gosh, I can't wait. I'm super excited now. I like this white terracotta. That's nice. I think it'll be a really fun, excuse me, interesting way of kind of getting rid of them. You know, especially since we're doing kind of the sphere concept. It'll be a we'll have kind of a pipe that goes from the sphere down to the ground level, and we could make it like glass, and then you could see them kind of get flushed down. Maybe we'll do glass with like some blocks around it to make it look like it's being held up or it's holding up the sphere. Maybe that could look cool. Doom Flusher. Yeah, that still gets me. Is there any way to get just more of the white terracotta? The white terracotta. Kind of mustardy yellow up there too. Boomka, boomka. All right. Let's go over here to the Spada Spana. I'll do some AFKing before I log out. The sounds help. You jump like one block further if you make the sound. Alright. So, oh my goodness. It was awesome. Thank you, Clawley. Thank you, Grid, for hanging out with me today. Go ahead and check me out on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, all at Mr. Retro. That's MMRRETRO. That's 2 M's, 2 R's, ETRO. Bye, Kalali. Also, make sure you are following me here on Twitch. If you are here from YouTube, go ahead and click that like and subscribe, especially if you made it all the way here to the end. That's awesome. But thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys again later. Bye-bye.